Glory to you, Lord.
Jesus said to his disciples, "Take care not to perform righteous deeds in order that people may see them. Otherwise you'll have no recompense from your Heavenly Father."
When you give alms, do not blow a trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, to win the praise of others. Amen, I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you give alms, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your almsgiving may be secret. And your Father who sees in secret will repay you. When you pray, do not be like the hypocrites who love to stand and pray in the synagogues and on the street corners, so that others may see them. Amen, I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you pray, go to your inner room, close the door, and pray to your Father in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will repay you. When you fast, do not look gloomy like the hypocrites. They neglect their appearance, so that they may appear to others to be fasting. Amen, I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, so that you may not appear to be fasting, except to your Father who is hidden. And your Father who sees what is hidden will repay you. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
I woke up at 3:17 this morning, and I was good to go. I wasn't going to go back to sleep. And it was a great kind of waking up. It's the kind of waking up you wake up when there's just, it's because of grace. And how good God is. I've woken up in the night before stressing out, worrying about different things. I don't know if you've ever been there, I'm sure.
Oh, never.
Children, finances, relational situations. But as I thought about that, waking up at 3:17, I just wanted to wish that for you. That if it hasn't happened, or it's not happening, or, that would happen for you. That you would get woken up by grace, and that you just couldn't sleep. Because God is so good, and He's so big, and He's so amazing, and He goes on and on and on. And we're always just beginning with it. And it's for you. And that's what Lent's about. It's not about what you're going to do for Jesus. He's done everything for you. It's just letting that happen unto you and listening to that, what He has for us. The greatness that our God has for us. So I wish and pray for that for you and for everybody, that you would be blessed by that kind of grace, that it won't let you sleep. And you get up and say, there's just too much. I can't go to sleep because I'm just trying to ingest all this, and it's uncontainable, and it's so much bigger than I am. It's like looking at the Pacific Ocean, the grandeur, and you only get taken part of it. And it goes on and on and on. That's what God has for us. And Jesus Christ. He blesses us and anoints us. I think it's beautiful that we're here. There are a lot of young people here this morning, a lot of young people here tonight. I'm praying especially for you and talking especially to you. You can have that. I pray that you would have that and what I experienced this last night as we continue to just give our lives to God and experience that. There is no community without sacrifice. We'll never have that unless we're willing to sacrifice our lives to spend time to come here. Well, think about it. What we're celebrating, what we're preparing for, is Jesus to die for us on the cross. We do not have the Eucharist unless He does sacrifice His life for us. Communion, what we're made for, what we're built in the image of, it cannot happen unless we're willing to sacrifice. Sacrifice our laziness, sacrifice our priorities, sacrifice and just say, I'm going to be here, and I'm going to sacrifice so that I can be in a position so that God will come into my heart and change my life around and bless me with the eternal blessing that He has for us. So put that out there. And for the younger folks too. And it takes sacrifice. It takes a decision. It's not going to happen unless we choose that. Then I also wanted to talk about what kind of came to my heart preparing for the day is some things that make me sad. And I just want to say a few of those things that make me sad. I think many of you in our parish know or knew of Daryl. Daryl was a blind man who used to come to our church. And then we began to help him, and then people who, how we were helping him, they didn't like that, and they were kind of threatened by what we were doing and finding out maybe how he wasn't treated so well. So we haven't seen Daryl in years. He's been taken away from us, and then you drive on the off-ramp and you see Daryl there begging for money. That makes me sad. Another thing that makes me sad, as I thought and prayed about that, was when I was getting my master's degree at Oregon State University, driving by a 7-Eleven, and 2 college kids at midday just beating each other up and blood flying everywhere. That makes me sad. It makes me sad when children don't obey their parents. That makes me sad. It makes me sad when parents are maybe patient with their children, or they're not even bringing them to church and not caring for their souls. Different things. It makes me sad when people won't forgive people. That makes me sad. These are different things that can happen in our own lives. But what Lent is about is changing the sadness into dancing. Our mourning would turn into dancing. That our lives would be joyful. And then the second reading of the Corinthians today, and they were people that were pretty far off from God. Paul is teaching them that God sent the Son Jesus, that He who did not know sin became sin, so that in Him we might become the very righteousness of God. That in Jesus we can share in the very righteousness of our God. How amazing that is. And how joyful that is. The joy of God. And how we can experience that as we move into the righteousness of God. I couldn't do much about those kids fighting in 7-Eleven. And I can't be in every family having their kids obey their parents. And neither can you about those situations. But you can do what you can do where you're at. And that's what we call to do. To become the very righteousness of God in your own family, where you're at. And to turn the sadness of this world and the sadness of your own heart into the joy of living in the righteousness of God.